okay, we just downloaded 14.2.2, which had just a giant wave go out last night, which was super surprising because also just had 14.2.2.1 released to early access, the OG beta testers at the same time, which to me makes no sense. But maybe they're doing some sort of like beta A/B testing or like want to see one particular thing, but super, super weird. But I don't know. Tesla AI, they do what they want. But I mean, the biggest thing we're going to be looking for is how it's improved on parking. A lot of the early access influencers have seen that. We'll see how this car does. Doesn't have the front bumper camera. I'm still not sure how much that's affecting it, but let's see. Let's have it park at a few destinations. We're going to go to Mulberry Market again, Fred Meyer's, and then a Chipotle. That's kind of a hard, right turn then left turn immediately almost. So we'll have it do all of that, see how it does, and then we'll hop on the freeway for the last part of the test and just see how it does in the different profiles, see what each profile is doing speed-wise, then also how's it doing with lane decisiveness, Is it decisively changing lanes, or is it doing the swerve, and come back? And I had that happen quite a bit in a hurry. It was kind of the primary profile that was doing it, and it was really annoying. I hated it. So we'll see. I know that Devin Olson was really good at testing that, but he also was scrolling through the profiles, which I feel like when it had the most problem was when it was just on a profile and it was making the lane change for like just to get around cars or something, and it wasn't for like a defined reason. If you were changing profiles and stuff, it still did a fairly good job, I felt like. So I don't know. I'm going to see what my testing sees in standard and hurry just to see how it does. But yeah, otherwise, we'll just keep going. Crazy cool to see them testing Model Ys with no one in the, front seats at all, no safety monitor at all. And it's just awesome to see that, because that's just such a great unlock. If they can get that to go all the way driverless, and no safety monitor, I mean, it's just going to be crazy what they can do in Austin, Texas. I mean, the cat video is hilarious too. But yeah, thanks for tuning in though, guys. Try to get this edited and put up here later today. But yeah, it's kind of already old news because there's 14.2.2.1. Yeah, the mouthfuls are a lot sometimes. We'll see where it wants to park here. For this one, it is choosing the parking lot that is beside it, which makes it a little easier. There is a parking lot right in front of it, but it only sometimes wants to go to that area. So we'll see. Last time it kind of got lost in this weird parking lot here. So we'll see how it does parking-wise. It is going to come over here. It is going past quite a few. It wants to back in. It could have pretty easily just pulled into those, but I mean, that works too. Let's see if it one-shots it, though. I feel like that's a bigger deal. Oh. Within the lines, a little bit to the left, but not bad. That's still totally fine in my opinion. Okay, so we'll continue our trip. It does go out the right way. That's big. Make sure I got all these alarms off here. Okay, sweet. Okay, you're gonna make this right. Glides right through. Super smooth. Gorgeous. Love it. Okay. Very smooth deceleration for that yellow light. I like that. It was not harsh, nothing. I'll show you all software here. 14.2.2 there, so we're all updated. Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me now that I want to work better is just Grok's integration with navigation. I'm getting the bug where it says it's added it to the trip or to the navigation planner, and it has not added it, which gets pretty dang annoying pretty dang quick, to where I don't want to use it because I'm worried it's just not going to work. So we'll let it do this, and then we'll have it try to do the next part of the route where I tell it to, get us on the freeway and stuff, and we'll see if it does. I feel like sometimes it's just like the connectivity. If it isn't great connectivity, it somewhere along the lines, isn't able to continue, and then it just kind of gives up. So we'll see if that's improved at all with this release, but I'm not sure. Seems like this was more of an FSD release, but you never know. So Yeah, it's something that I've seen quite a few people complain about. So I think it's a kind of a across the board bug, so a little more improvement. Still in beta, so I think it's still cool though. But making it work a little better would be awesome. At least that it adds, even if it's the wrong place, if it adds it still, like, I think that's pretty big. It is Christmas Eve here, so not a ton of traffic out here, but we'll get to the freeway and see if there's some more there. But so far, super smooth, awesome. I'm not seeing any problems yet, but we haven't really found anything hard yet also, so we'll see where it wants to park at the Fred Meyers, which might be pretty busy here. We will see. If it takes too long, I'll have to just take over and get us out, just because I got, still stuff to do today. Let's see, so it's got Aura always adds like the back of the store, so I'm hopeful that it will not decide to go to the back of the store here. I've got a pedestrian here, does a great job at moving over. Let's see if it does decide to turn left here and try to find a parking spot, because that's what, a smart AI would do, and it does, so it ignores that navigation in the back of the store for some dumb reason on why they would ever have it there. But that's awesome. That's good. That's some people walking around here. Good speed in the parking lot. I like it. We'll see where it wants to decide to park here. Okay, so that's the wrong way. Oh, I guess no, that's the right way, actually. That was a double. It knows better than me. Okay, we're waiting for this person. See where it wants to park. It doesn't take the obvious choice right there. Got a car peeking out here. Okay, it parked farther away, which some people might want. Let's see how it does here. That's awesome. I can live with that parking job. Awesome. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna have a go over to Chipotle here. Hit it right away. We got someone backing up behind us. It is still proceeding, albeit slowly. Okay, it's pausing, waiting for them to move. Now it's going. That's awesome behavior. Super smooth inputs, though. Okay. It just is like gliding. I don't know. It does seem a little bit smoother. I hope it truly is. It's not just the first impressions, but so far it's been doing great. It ignored the nav when it needed to. That's big. I know nav data, I feel like, is still its biggest weakness that everyone talks about, and I completely agree. Good job. Nice and smooth there. We will see how it handles this. This is kind of a busier 3-lane by 3-lane road. To the Chipotle. Across this busier road, we got some bushes on the right to block visibility. Comes to a full stop. Definitely can't go though, but the B-pillar camera's completely blinded, so it's gonna have to creep up. I would just hope it does not commit though until it's definitely clear. So see a brake there. It may want to try to just go right after this big guy here. That is what I would do. Fully commits. Nicely done. It says I'm going. Awesome. Okay, we'll see where it wants to park here. Nice job. Okay. No stutter, no steering wheel shake. None of the crap that I've seen many, many times. Awesome job. Beautiful. I'm loving the parking so far. The parking is much improved, I think. Okay, let's see. Let's have it go up here to I don't know. The STCU. Yeah, let's go to that bank. Aura, can you take me to the STCU branch that's off of Argonne in Spokane Valley?
Sure. There's an STCU Argonne
Okay, just
branch
add it to the navigation, please. No need to talk anymore. Okay. That was sweet. That was quick.
Got
Let's
it.
have
Navigating to
take us
STCU
on
Argonne
there.
branch, 4.6 miles away. 11.
Okay, so we got it taking us there. We got it going on the freeway. So this is having it take us through the drive-through, which I'm fine with it doing, but it really shouldn't do because it's not busy. But we technically can go around. It's just not exactly the correct thing to do, I would say. So it's not busy, otherwise I wouldn't let it do it. So see, Trip Planner was choosing there and didn't know which way it wanted to go, but it did not shake the steering wheel super bad, which is in 14.1 especially, it would have gone, and the steering wheel would have been shaking the whole time. So like getting it to not be putting inputs into the steering wheel and throttle and brake while it's trying to figure something out is, I think, a big breakthrough in 14.2 in general. Okay, we're going to have an opening from the left here, but we do have cars from the right still. And it's going to wait. I think that we got a clear opening. We got an ambulance coming this way. No lights on, though. I would say that now is its time to shine. Yep, awesome. Sweet. Great lane selection. It's one of those little clover leaves to get onto the freeway going to the west, so it makes sense. It's in the right lane. Almost want to test the nag a little bit here on the freeway. We'll have to see what it kind of allows us to do if I'm looking at the screen or something. See if that's been dialed up or down at all, or if it's kind of the same, like 10 seconds, 10 seconds before it starts to give you the visual warning. But we'll just have to see. On freeway here. I'm gonna bump down to standard, I think, and just see how that does. Then we'll go up to hurry and see how it behaves. You have at least some cars on the road here. Not completely nothing, so at least there's that. Okay, starts lane change. Hop on. Nice. Okay, we're at 64. 65. On 14.2.1, it kind of stopped at 67, I would say, is kind of where standard would stop for me. That is kind of the general flow of traffic here, so we'll see if it wants to go any faster than that on standard. It might not, though. See if it gets around these people. They're starting to slow down. We do only have 2 miles until our exit, though, so, like, yeah, it is going to decide to go around. It does have time to pass if it's going to go fast enough. So let's see, 67 is where it's capping. So we'll just leave it in standard and see what it does, and then on the way back, we'll put it into hurry and see what it does instead. It does take that opening immediately and moves as soon as that blinker comes on. Perfect. Because, like, I mean, the car knows if it's safe or not pretty well, unless there's some new change or a car gets in the way or, like, cuts in or something. Like, it knows before it puts on the lane signal. It can think way quicker than us, like, and it doesn't have to look at everything. So, like, it should know. That's just the truth. So, a little lane discipline that I like here. It's in standard. It's not trying to race around. It's saying, I'm just going to stay put. And I'm good, you know, which is awesome. Got a car right in their blind spot here. We are going to have to get over. Let's see if it wants to try to get ahead of them or not. I think it's going to. This is a good test to see if it squeezes in this gap. Good job, okay. Making sure they let us get over. I like it. It's a tight gap, so we're tight-ish, you know, so that's good. That wasn't bad at all. It's a beautiful lane change. But where it did have more space, it just got right over like it should, so I like it. Having to hop off at Argonne now. Okie, we're gonna see what we got here. Go park there, then we'll just hop right back on the freeway, head back. Did have a little unnecessary blinking, but this is kind of the weird intersection where you got like 4 stoplights in a row. I'm not a big fan of it, but it did have the blinker on a little early. It did turn it off like it should though, so at least there's that. Super duper smooth through all of this. Great job. Gets out of the turn only lane. Love it. It feels more and more like your personal robo-taxi here. I think it's awesome. It's amazing how far they made it come from even version 13. But, I mean, let alone before that, 12, 11, 10. I mean, all that early stuff was so bad, relatively. Let's see where it wants to park here. There's some open ones right here it could nose into. Let's see. It does just nose into it. Let's see how it does. It's adjusting. That was good. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Could have been a little better, but I would leave it. That's an okay parking job. Yeah. We're within the lines. I mean, yeah, not bad at all. Okay, can you take me to the Walmart over on Broadway?
Found a Walmart Supercenter at 15,700.
Yep, can you take me there?
Sure. Setting navigation to Walmart Supercenter at 15,727 East Broadway Avenue.
Okay,
Spokane.
you don't have to talk anymore. Just add it.
Got it. Navigation set to Walmart Supercenter.
So this is kind of the error that I was seeing, is that it isn't actually adding it. So it pulls it up.
Yes. Yeah, it pulls up the Walmart Supercenter on the map.
Yeah, so it pulled it up, but then it didn't actually hit navigate to it. So that is probably my biggest annoyance right now. So they can fix that. I'd use a lot more, because right now, a little bit of shaking here. It doesn't know which way, so there's still a little bit of that steering wheel jitter in parking lots. So it did go the wrong way here, when the nav clearly told it to go the right way. So let's see if it figures out a way to get out of here. Well, it can go this way too, yeah. So it was fine to go this way, but the shaking is not, it's low speed shaking, so it's not the end of the world, but it doesn't feel great or look great as a confidence builder in the system. So them removing that would be nice. A little bit of a curb of the tire there, where we rolled off the curb. Nothing crazy, but a little bit. Okay, we're gonna fly. Got it on hurry. We will see what it wants to do. It's kind of got an open stretch here, it looks like, so we'll kind of be able to do the speed it wants to here. Okay, getting past 60 pretty dang quick here. 67, 68. So this is where it's kind of hard, because you have hurry that wants to go 75 miles an hour and standard, or 76, and standard that wants to go 67 with a hard cap. And so what's the in between? That's my biggest annoyance. If we could set a max speed, then wouldn't have this problem, but go into hurry again. Oh, immediately, let's floor it, especially when we're in the open road. Oh, now it only wants to go 69. Okay, so it's just also so variable. You don't know what you're going to get when you put it into a profile. So it seems to have set it down a little bit when I went into standard, then back up into hurry. Now we're going up 70. So let's see. Wants to. But it's just I like to hang out in that 8 to 12 maybe over. But is there a profile that really does that? Not super. And so back up, and then you go down to standard, and it uses braking and everything, which also is stupid in my opinion. So my biggest complaint still right there. Standard and hurry, I think that they're broken when you have a 60 mile an hour zone. If it was a 70 mile an hour zone, it would work great, but it's not. So that's my biggest complaint right now, I think. So it means that I'll probably live in standard most of the time, honestly, unless there's heavier traffic. And then I'll put it up to hurry on the freeway. But kind of annoying a little bit. And also the harsh deceleration down is also really annoying. Exit in a half a mile. It really should get over, honestly. I'm not sure what it's waiting for. Okay, there it goes. sped up a little because it had that person behind us trying to get over. I kind of felt that little nudge to the accelerator, which was awesome. Okay, so we'll have it go park out at Walmart, and then maybe also there's a Kohl's over here, or a Lowe's or something, so we'll have it park at those two spots. And then I think that we'll call it a video here for first impressions for 14.2.2. But overall, very smooth. Like all driving, the only problems I was finding was maybe in parking lots, just with a little bit of that steering wheel wiggle, that it still has from time to time when it doesn't know which way it wants to go. And then also, just speed profiles still are not the fix I want. That's the truth. So that was a little harsh. That was it freaked out for a second. I'm not even sure why. Not completely the worst thing in the world, but it did fully pump the brakes though. So a little bit of that. I hope not a regression back to brake stabbing or anything. Didn't feel as harsh, but still. You can probably see over here on the regen and such that it still had a little double take. It decided it was going to go, and then it was safe to go still, and then it decided to be like, oh, wait, is it? I don't know. Yeah, so. See if we can get Ara to add it. Ara, can you add the Kohl's that's right by the Walmart at the end of our trip here?
Sure. Let me find that Kohl's near the Walmart by the end of your trip and add it. One sec.
Are you still working?
Yeah. Just grabbing the details on that Kohl's by the Walmart to add to the end of your route. Almost there.
I don't see you doing anything, though.
Still working on finding that Kohl's near the Walmart to add to your route. Hang tight.
Yeah.
Now.
Oh. So maybe it was going to, but it lies to me all the time. So, yeah. I mean, it just still needs improvement. There's clearly a big bug in there that they need to fix, so not sure what it is. But I would use it way, way more if it added it every time reliably. Okay, we'll have it see where it wants to choose a parking spot here. So it seems like with all these little point releases in the 0.2 branch that we're going to be on 0.2, I would say, until end of January. Early February is my best guess, honestly. They kind of surprised us when they dropped 14.2 right after releasing 14.1.7. But I think that we've got a little bit of time here. They're clearly still working out kinks and stuff. So I hope it really is kind of like the final piece of the puzzle, which I feel like is probably sign reading or like its ability to read, period. Because right now it does not do that really, So we will see how it does on parking here. But, oh, we did miss that beautiful parking spot right there. That was sad. Totally could have gone for that, nosed in there for it, and it did not. So that would have been cool if it did, though. So missed a nice one. Got that sticking out there. A lot, dang. Okay, it's going to decide to park here. It's a fine parking spot other than the cart there. As long as it doesn't hit it, I'm fine with that. Okay, it is one-shotting it. Parked away from the cart. I still personally would never park here with the cart able to hit us, But I get it. It still did a fine parking job. Okay, let's go to the Kohl's here. And then after that, we are going to... We're going to just call it a video here, I think. But I think the biggest improvement I see so far is parking, and the lane changes all felt great on the highway. So if those two things are fixed, the only thing I have complaints about really are like speed profiles and random jitters in parking lots, like, and then otherwise it needs new capabilities for it to get better. Otherwise, like, driving's perfect, in my opinion, just about. Like, it's doing a great job with everything. But it's just awesome how quickly they're iterating and, you know, trying to fix all these small little things. I can't imagine how hard it is to actually change the model to have the desired output when it is a neural net and it is just training on data that you're feeding into it. Like, I don't know. It seems really hard, so I applaud them for all the work they do and us nitpicking away, you know. Just like, we have no way to even figure out how to do it at all ourselves, so they're doing a great job, I think. But let's see if it drives any quicker in the parking lot here with Mad Max. It might, I don't know. Like, what is it doing? What is that navigation data? It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, why would you do that? It makes no sense. At least in Mad Max it is hitting the gas a little more. But, like, you could have just gone up here and turned, like, I don't know. The navigation data just sucks horribly. They need to pay someone for it, honestly. Pay Google, pay someone, I don't know, make your own, community sourced. Because that is just, it's unreal how annoying that is. But, because it's just so good at driving. And then the nav data just makes it look so stupid sometimes. You're like, why would you go that way? What is the purpose of it? Yeah, so we'll see if it can nail this parking spot here in a relatively short amount of time. Yeah, Mad Max does definitely make it go a little faster, I feel like, in parking lots, which is good to know. I didn't realize that. Okay. Got tons of free parking spots. Sometimes this is where I found it parks the worst, is when there's a bunch of spots, because it just gets so many ideas of where it can go. So let's see if it just noses into a spot and calls it a day. Okay. Oh, nice angle. Good, good. Oh, geez, yeah, they've improved parking. No doubt about it. From all the videos I've seen and then what I'm seeing here, like, they totally did. So, okay, awesome. Overall, I think that they've made some great small adjustments to lane decisiveness from everything I'm seeing and everything I saw just recently. I'll test more, but I think it's fixed for the most part. And then also the park jobs are now like 14.1 or better with how good they work. So I know we regressed a ton in that. So they fixed that. I think the biggest thing is just speed profiles need to be better. I don't love that you can't, like, even just being able to set, like, your standard. I want to go, like, targeting, like, let's say that I wanted to target 9 over with, you know, its ability to kind of change outside of that if it wants to, but, like, give it the target. That would be huge. If you're not going to give me a max speed, like, let me do that. Because I understand the max speed also can, like, limit the car so that it can't make a safe maneuver it needs to, you know. So I understand that too. And how they want it just to have no driver input eventually. But, like, we need some choice if we're going to be speeding. Because, like, I have the option of going 15 or 16 over, which is a clear ticket if you're the only one doing that, or 7 over, and there's nothing in between, which is totally just me complaining. But that's my biggest gripe, I think. Otherwise, awesome. Tesla AI, killing it. I think you guys are doing amazing. But other than that, that's all for me. So, yeah, for Full Self DB, it was great to see y'all. Okay, we'll see you later. Have a good Christmas.